I'm at the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, selfie, having a good time. All right, I'm at Harpers Ferry in West Virginia, and this is the iconic Appalachian Trail Conservancy building where you can either do a flip-flop or you can come in and sign in if you're going further south or going further north. You're at the spiritual halfway point on the Appalachian Trail. The actual halfway mark is another 74 miles north of this mark, because the trail is now 2,194 miles, and we're less than that here. I think we are 1023 miles here. So. Alright, today is the 13th of June 2022, and I am setting up trail magic before I go out and do my section hike later today. I am at Gathland State Park, which is mile marker 1036.4, and again I got trail magic. I'm going to have it set up till about 10 or so, and I'm going to shut it down. So as I slowly pan around, you can see the restrooms further away. So this is about 10 miles into the trail from Harpers Ferry, and there's bathrooms there, and then it's a cute little park that's part of the historical trail system. A lot of Civil War type sites around here. This is just a great little park, and there is a campsite for Appalachian Trail hikers about 0.4 miles that way. That's going north. That's actually part of the trail. Goes right next to this picnic area. As I spin around again, that's facing south, and you can see one of the white blazes on the pole. So there you go. Alright, I'm still at the park doing trail magic. I'm about to pack up, but I'm just showing you what the bathroom at the shelter, or excuse me, at the state park looks like. There's bathrooms in there, running water, and then it has a water spigot right there that you can use. Again, good water source, about 10 miles from Harpers Ferry. Great place to stop. And the actual campsite's another 4/10 of a mile to the shelter from here. Alright, I'm at the Harpers Ferry shuttle drop-off point. It goes from the long-term parking to downtown Harpers Ferry every 15 minutes, and my start-off time is 1 o'clock. So hopefully I'll make it to the shelter by in a few hours. Alright, this is Harpers Ferry, just as you start to walk through town. Alright, I'm at the confluence of where the Shenandoah River and the Potomac River come together at Harpers Ferry. You come out of the bus stop and then go toward the town, and then you make a right when you see the railroad trestle bridge, and then you'll see that I'm going to face back. You can see the town. That's the direction I came from. Back there, came through that trestle, came up, and then I'm about to go across this railroad trestle and then follow it for about 3 miles and then start up probably that mountain. Alright, I'm about to walk across, I think this is the Potomac River? Man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one this one actually is. Anyhow, but I'm on the railroad trestle, and that's actually an active railroad line. You'll see trains come through here. Alright, probably about mid-river. Again, looking back toward Harpers Ferry. Alright, I'm still walking the trail, and then what's neat about it is you're coming along the trail, you occasionally come across neat things like this. This tree that's hollowed out, but it's still living. So it's kind of a corkscrew, kind of like, looks like lightning hit it, and it decided it still wants to live. Pretty cool. Alright, so I've been walking along the river on the trail, and then I've come to one of these little turn signals, so you can see that it's a double blaze, and sometimes they're straight on top of each other. It just means to look for a turn in either direction. In this case, the top one is facing more off to the left. That means you're turning to the left, and if I pan to the left and I look at that gate down there, you'll see that there is another blaze that shows that that's the Appalachian Trail that way. So that double blaze just gave me a turn signal saying, hey, you need to turn. So again, well marked trail. That's the way I'm turning, and I'll slowly pan around, and that is going south the way I just came from. I'm going north. Alright, I just crossed the railroad tracks at a legal crossing point where the trail is designed to cross the railroad tracks. I've walked 2.8 miles. I'm at mile marker 1029.2, and it is now 2:27, and I started at 1, so it took me an hour and a half to get 2.8 miles, but I stopped to take lots of photos and videos. So I'm about to go uphill, so I'm breaking out my trekking poles now and start to go uphill, because my campsite is at mile marker it's 6.3 miles I think total today, so you know, heading uphill. Alright, I'm still walking up that first big mountain. I've probably got about 2.6, 2.7 miles to go to the campsite. I just stopped and chatted with a lady and her 3 daughters. They're from Texas. They're doing a through hike. I saw them on YouTube. I forget their names. Hers is Mother Goose, and her youngest one is Thumper. They're their trail names. But anyway, this is the Appalachian Trail in this section. This is a very steep hill. It's got a lot of switchbacks, so it's not as bad. It's 1,100 feet elevation change, but you see it's a lot of rocks. So it kind of reminds me of the approach trail down in Georgia, but it doesn't have the leaves covering up those rocks, so at least you can see the rocks. But anyhow, on to the next video. Alright, it is 5:13, and I am at the Edward B. Garvey Shelter turnoff trail. It's a blue blaze, which means it's a side trail leading to water source or scenic view. In this case, it's off to a shelter, and because I'm in Maryland, Maryland requires that you stay at all designated tent sites or shelter sites. So the next one is about 4.7 miles away, so I'm stopping here for the night, and this is the way that I came. That's the trail. It was, I want to say 2.8 miles to the base of the hill, and then you walked up, I want to say another 2.9 or so miles, 3 miles up the hill. It's about 1,100 foot climb for about, it's going to be 800 feet climb. Pretty steep with a lot of switchbacks, but it's not too bad. A lot of rocks, and then you got into more of a gradual ridge line, and it's a lot nicer, and you get long stretches of trail. It's just dirt with some rocks in them. So I'm going to slowly pan around and show you. Again, you're on top of this ridge line. That was facing south a second ago. Down the trail, there's my trekking poles. This is north, and temperature today has been about, I think, 90 something. So yeah, I'm gonna walk over here. I think it's just right over there, less than a tenth of a mile, and I'll go set up my tent. All right, I've started doing my chores, and I've set my tent up. I'm intentionally putting the tent up one to stay away from people, so as I know I snore pretty loud, so I'm trying to be courteous and staying away. And then sometimes you get in places like this where once you get your tent staked out, you realize that the ground is rocky and the soil's loose, so you have to put BOR, big old rocks, to help hold it down. And then I'll show you around the tent place here a little bit. It's actually a pretty cool campsite. So if you have a freestanding tent or a tent that's small enough with long enough guy wires, you can find a lot of times you can find these pre-made tent pads, and they're fairly level, and you can set up on it. I didn't think my guy wires would be long enough, so I didn't set up there. And it's got a fire pit. I'm not doing a fire. Bench, and I'll show you the shelter and the privy in a second. Alright, so this is the actual shelter. Somebody set up right behind it. It's a double-decker shelter. You can see you got a little loft up there you can get up in, and I'm not sure if this has got to be the back side. This one has a bear box. I'll show you whenever I go around the side. I'm going to stop filming for a second once I get near here so I don't surprise anybody. And there's the Blue Blaze down to water. It's about 4/10 of a mile down a steep hill, supposedly. I'm not going after it because I've still got 2 quarts, or excuse me, 2 liters. So here's the fire pit. It's actually a really nice shelter. Again, I'm trying not to be a creepy guy because there are people in there. They said I could film. Spinning around slowly. There's the bear box. So it's just a metal toolbox that bears can't get into. Put your food in there. Some of them have bear hangs where you can hit it and walk. And nice privy. So again, pretty simple, kind of nice. Composting privy. And it looks like there's another one, it's a little bit more private, I think. And more hikers down there. I'm not going to go down there and bother them.